Good morning. I am Zeno from Hungary and I am a voluntary in the Fazenda de Esperança, in the Farm of Hope, here in Brazil. Um, and I will tell a little bit about my experience here. I am 19 years old, and when I was still at Hungary, I thought that I want to do voluntary work, and I had a friend who was working here in Sao Paulo, not in the Fazenda, in Sao Paulo, and one day I called him and I asked him, "Hey, do you know any voluntary works here in Brazil? Because I'm thinking about some kind of experience that I want to do." And then he said, "Yeah, I know this place, the Fazenda de Esperança, and there is a Hungarian voluntary there, and I can give you his phone number." And I never heard about Fazenda de Esperança before, and then I spoke with this missionary who was here, and then he helped me to come here. We became friends, and later we realized that we went to the same school too, but he was older, so we couldn't know each other. That's how I came here. And what I most liked about this experience was the people here, because they were really open. They were really welcoming. I came here without even speaking the language. Before this experience, I never even met this language. So it was really hard. I was really afraid that how will they accept me? How will they? I don't know. How will they accept me? And from the very first time when I entered the house where I was living for the first time with them, they were already like, "Come, play games with us." They were showing me with hands how it's working, how are the rules of the games, and then they showed me the fazenda. They were really nice with me. This was, and still until today, right now I'm here for 5 months. It's every day the same. Every day is the same. They are still really nice. It's something that I think in Europe it's really different. That's why it was a really big surprise for me, and I'm really happy about it. And what did you like the least about this experience? It was the food, because the food is every day the same here, but it's only here in Brazil. It's like a tradition here that every day they eat rice and beans, and that for me was really hard. But now I'm getting used to it. But yeah, it's like that. It's another culture. Really, everything is different, even the food, especially the food. And what was the most difficult part of my experience? I think it was the language, because when I came here, really didn't speak nothing, and I learned it here. I can conversate with people. So now it's getting easier. Now it's not a difficulty anymore. But that was the most difficult experience, because like there were 130 persons around me, but in the same time I was alone because I couldn't talk to anyone. That was really hard in the beginning, in the beginning for a few months. And would you recommend the Fazenda to your family and friends? Yeah, of course. When I came here and I talked to my mother on the phone, I said to her, "Mom, I think that every person in the world should need at least a few months in the Fazenda, because then everyone would be nicer, and I think everyone in the whole world needs at least 1 year in the Fazenda, or a few months at least." really, it would be it would be so much better for the whole world, I think. Would you like to share something about your relationship with God? Before I came here, I went to a Catholic high school, so I already had a relationship with God, but here it's I'm sure that it's right now so much stronger. Because here the spirituality is the most important thing that we live every day with spiritual, the charisma of the Focolare and the charisma of Saint Francis. It's together, and we are living it every day. So because of this, my relationship with God is now so much stronger than it was when I came here. And my relationship with God, of course, it developed a lot during here. I'm so much closer, and it's yeah, really, I cannot really say it in words. It's difficult, but yep. Was it difficult to pray the rosary and go to mass every day? Was it worth it? What was the most important part of the spiritual life here? No, it wasn't so difficult to pray the rosary every day and go to mass every day. I think that was the thing that gave me the strength in the beginning, especially to stay here and not to go back home because of the difficulties with the language. That gave me a lot of strength. And the most important part of the spiritual life here is that love your neighbor. I think this is the most important part of the spiritual life here. Love your neighbor, because God is love, and living the word of God every day. This part of the spiritual life, we live in practice too, not only talking about it. I think that is the most important part here. Will you continue living the spirituality of the Fazenda when you leave? Yes, I want to continue living the experience, and I was thinking about that maybe because when I will leave, I will do university, and I was thinking to call the Focolare in Hungary, because to be the part of that movement that I knew it here. Before that, I never heard about Focolare, and now I think I want to be a part of that, because it's really important living the word of God. How was my experience with the guys? Convivencia, I don't know the word is in English, like living together with the others. Yeah, sometimes it was hard, of course, because other culture, other people, like sometimes people from the streets, homeless people. Sometimes it was hard, but I was living in a college before too, so for me it was lots of things were not new for me. I think this is my experience here. It's really positive, and how I said, I am recommending it to everyone in the whole world.